We just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob, and this video we're going to ask, what if the governor had met Rick and Shane in season 1 on the camp? Yes, now this idea came to me when I was watching the extras for The Walking Dead season 4. They have, the deleted scenes and little things. And, they gave a nice little session, a video session for Herschel, which was very touching. And they even did it for the governor because, let's face it, David Morrissey did such a fantastic job. So, but in watching the one for the governor, they were interviewing David Morrissey, and he was saying, he was specifying, talking about the episodes that centered around him. And he was talking about how, in these episodes, I think you get to find out that the governor was not too much different than Rick, but they took different paths. I really think if Rick had met the governor, early on, they probably would have been friends And I said to myself, man, that would be some interesting shit. But then I said, well, wait a minute. If he's going to meet Rick back then, then he's got to meet Shane. Shane was still around. Shane was around till the end of season 2. So then I said, damn, what if the governor met Rick and Shane at that camp? What if he was at that camp when Rick finally found his family? So how would this play out? It all depends how the governor really was in the beginning, before the apocalypse. How was he? I think he was a man that was tied down by the law. I really do. I think he was the kind of man that didn't like he didn't like his job. He didn't like his boss. We remember him talking about that in season 3, Arrow at the Doorstep. He obviously had a great love and affection for his daughter and his wife. And after the whole zombie apocalypse, that changed. His wife was killed. I think she was even killed before the zombie apocalypse broke out. I think it was like a car accident. His daughter was turned. And that could have been a situation where he was with her. He didn't protect her well enough. She got bitten. And because of his guilt, he held on to her. And so now that's the other thing too. Like, I don't know how he would have hit his daughter throughout that whole thing, but let's just assume that his daughter's not there. Let's assume that he's living with the guilt, but his daughter's not around, because that obviously wouldn't take him to the group. So what if we'll get rid of her? So I think what you have is you have a man who's with a group. He doesn't know anybody. He's guilty about the loss of his daughter. He still misses his wife. There are things he hates and he could act on now when before he couldn't. Even though he would picture himself maybe choking his boss, he wouldn't act on it because he know he'd go to jail. And the governor's smart. He's not a dumb guy. So how would this work out? How would this play out between Rick, who's now has changed, but at that time was, let's do the right thing. Shane, who was like, all right, Rick, I'll go with you. But as the episodes went along, started detaching from that more and more, especially because of his love for Lori. And then the governor. Here's a broken man who can manipulate anyone. Very charming, well-spoken. I think if you had those three together, I really got to say, I think the governor comes out on top. And I don't mean on top like he kills, but the way I see it working out is very similar to what happened after he killed Martinez in season 4, where the other guy, whose name I don't remember because he didn't live very long, but you guys know what I'm talking about. He took over. He was the Caucasian man who was in the military. When he said I was going to take leadership, everybody was like, ah. And then later on, the governor kills him by stabbing him in the back. I think I see something similar to that playing out here, where Rick is a do the right thing kind of guy. As the episodes go along, him and Shane argue about it. The governor sees the strength in Shane. He recognizes that they're both strong leaders, but he knows that Shane will do whatever it takes to survive, where Rick will put people's asses on the line to save others. And I think the governor will probably go into cahoots with Shane, and eventually at some point you see Rick get killed. And the question is, what does that mean for the rest of the group? I think you see a lot of that group start to whittle away. Now, I think Daryl stays around, but Daryl's whole mentality now is different because he's under different influence. He's been with Rick for a long time. He's seen what Rick does for other people. One thing you got to say about Daryl, I know people love him. I know he's a great, great character, but he kind of goes with whatever the situation is. But we're talking about early Daryl. We're talking about Daryl that's still pretty easily influenced. So I think you have a group that consists of your governor being the leader, Shane being his right-hand man, Daryl being his left hand, and then I think you see people like Herschel and his daughters. I think they're gone. I think they take that farm, and once Rick is dead, the weakest are gone. Herschel's gone. His daughter's gone. I think Lori and Carl stick around. Carl is probably oblivious to how Shane is because he likes Shane. At this time, he was very cool with Shane. Lori, depending on how this turns out, she either will eventually just, I don't know. I don't know how Lori would, I don't know how this would happen. She's already pregnant at this point, so she probably dies at some point anyway because she's pregnant. How that happens, I don't know. I don't know if it's Carl that shoots her. I don't know if it's Birth that gets her. I don't know. Depends really how sick and sadistic the governor and Shane get as they spend more time together. Dale will consider Dale dead. T-Dog might have lived longer. He might have lived longer. I mean, T-Dog was a serviceable character. I just don't know if he would have went along with the whole aggression, survive to survive deal. So maybe he would have died too. Maybe he would have died at the hand of the governor and Shane. I don't know. But it makes for some compelling thought. But that's how I think it would play out if the governor met Rick and Shane at the camp at that time. What do you guys think? What do you think? What if the governor met Rick and Shane at the very camp where Rick got reunited with his family? You heard how I think things would play out. It would be pretty messy and pretty crazy. How do you think things would play out? This is Rob signing off for ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching ETN. Don't forget to subscribe and join the Nation Facebook page. You're watching ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob, and this video we're going to ask, what if the governor had met Rick and Shane in season 1 on the camp? Yes, now this idea came to me when I was watching the extras for The Walking Dead season 4. They have, the deleted scenes and little things. And, they gave a nice little video session for Herschel, which was very touching. And they even did it for the governor because, let's face it, David Morrissey did such a fantastic job. So, but in watching the one for the governor, they were interviewing David Morrissey, and he was saying,